Hi everyone, in this Ivanti video we're going to take a look at how to use the Software Insights component of Ivanti Neurons for Spend Intelligence to save your organization some money by identifying opportunities to reclaim software licenses from your estate. This is an update to an earlier version of this video that now concludes by showing you how you can log a software reclamation ticket in Service Manager directly from the Ivanti Neurons platform. Having software installed that isn't being used can be a waste of resources, an unnecessary security risk, and can also be a waste of money. If you're not using it, why have you got it installed? There may be good reasons, but people ought to be asked to justify this position. If it's not needed, maybe reallocate it, uninstall it and stop paying maintenance on it, or whatever, but don't just ignore it. We're going to use Software Insights to look for licensed software that is installed on your estate but not being used. Then we can decide if it's safe to uninstall it. On the Software Insights home dashboard, click the Licensable Software tile. The Licensable Software dashboard provides information about the software that is installed on your estate that requires a license. There are a number of tiles, but the one that we are going to use is at the top right, Reclamation Opportunities. The Reclamation Opportunities data grid lists all software that has not been used recently and categorizes them with a reclamation chance of high, medium or low. Low indicates that the software has not been used for between 30 and 60 days. Medium between 60 and 90 days, and high is software that has not been used for over 90 days. You can now review these software titles to determine if you can uninstall software that isn't being used. Before you get too carried away on installing software, there's one more column to be aware of, which my example data demonstrates well. The last scanned column shows the last date that the device was scanned. You want to make sure that this date is recent. If the device has not been scanned for 6 months, you need to investigate the reason for that first. When you've identified a software title that you think can be uninstalled, you can click the entry in the display name column to show the device details page for the device that the unused software is installed on. This gives you much more information about the device, including the list of all licensable software that is installed on it. Back on the Reclamation Opportunities data grid, we're going to ignore that my demo data tells us it's been a very long time since the scan was run and log a software reclamation ticket in Service Manager. But first we need to configure the connection between Ivanti Neurons and Service Manager. If you have Service Manager either in the cloud or on-premise, you can use the Connectors component under Admin to create a connector to Service Manager. I'll put a link in the description to the help for that. When you have this connector, open the Software component under Admin and on the Service Manager tab, enable the Service Manager connector. Select the connector you want to use and then complete the fields with the values you want to use in the ticket that gets logged. The fields marked with an asterisk are mandatory, and if you have any other mandatory fields in your Service Manager implementation, you will need to amend your Service Manager design to handle those. In the summary and description, you can use placeholders to report values taken from Software Insights. Type a curly bracket to see the available placeholders. Make sure you only use values that are allowed in Service Manager. I'm going to change the urgency to minor to show what happens if you don't. Now we can go back to the Reclamation Opportunities dashboard and find a piece of software that we can reclaim. Click the ellipsis, then click Reclaim. After a short while, the reclamation status changes to requested. A message has been sent to Service Manager asking for an incident to be logged. Then a short while after that, an error message appears. Refresh the page to see the reclamation status have failed and hold the mouse pointer over Failed. A pop-up appears telling me that I have an invalid urgency in Service Manager configuration. We kind of expected that, so let's go fix it. If I switch to Service Manager and open an incident, I can see that the allowed values for urgency are low, medium or high. So I can go back to Software Configuration and set a valid value for urgency. Then I go back to the failed reclamation, click the ellipsis again and click Retry Reclaim. And this time it works. I can refresh the page or view the notification to see the incident ID for my reclamation ticket. Let's remember that number. If I switch back to Service Manager and refresh my incident list, I can see the incident that has been logged. I hope you found this video useful and that you can find some opportunities to uninstall unused software and then reclaim some licenses. If you did find it useful, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this about all of our products.